when you are buried in this, if it's you that died, and you're buried in this piece of land, your head is to the east, all the time to the east. You know, that's the same way that the Indians in America, always, when we dug up Indians, the head was always to the east. No matter where the body went, they just cranked that head around to the east. And then here in Indonesia, they plant a tree or a shrub bush right on top of the head. Okay? Now, what for? So they can find the body, because the grass is all growing up, and there would be no way, they're not putting crosses or anything else, there would be no way to find the body. So this way, there's that, I planted that oleander, I planted that thing, I planted that, you know, so everybody knows where to look for the body. So when they get the money, years later they come back and they look and they can find the body. He said that you can only bring offerings of flowers and cakes after some loved one dies for 3 days. You can go to the cemetery for 3 days, bring these offerings of flowers and cakes, and then that's it. No more going back there until it's time for the funeral. And I asked him, how much are these things, you know, that they have to save for years, you know. And he said his friend's father's funeral just happened a few weeks ago, and it cost like 2,000 American. And I said, well, our funerals can cost 4,000 to 6,000 and up. And he said, but they have to feed the whole village and plus, and it's a heck of a lot easier for Americans to spend $6,000 for a funeral, and for them it's a very great burden for their $2,000. He said that sometimes a very rich person will have a funeral a ceremony on a certain day. And if you know that person or can get in somehow politically or whatever, you can have your funeral with them. And because they will be asking so many more people, your share can come down appropriately and be smaller. See, it won't cost you quite as much because he will be asking the biggest part of the people to come. So, don't die in Indonesia because it's too expensive. We're in Hinduism country here in Bali now. For goodness sakes, we don't have any more 4:30 calls to prayer. Oh boy, and it goes on and on and on. This Indonesia is a land of smokers, though, I'll tell you that. Boy, the men, women, even the children. I've had some children come up. Cigarette, smoke, cigarette. No, we don't smoke in this group, sorry. And we all walk away, you know, and the kids can't understand why we don't smoke. Everybody else smokes, you know. Maybe they think we're hoarding our cigarettes for ourselves. Okay, now another time I've asked you have to ask all these questions because obviously we don't know. I asked, what does Bali mean? And, you know, he stopped and he had a time to answer it. He was trying to figure out what could he say. Now, I don't know. I think that he said it's an acronym for Bali, and what it is says cleanliness, shaped, preserved, beautiful. Now, I don't get the shape part. Maybe he said something else that sounded like shape to me. I asked him to say it 2 times, and that's the best I could get. All the rest is true. The people are clean, and the country is clean, and the people are beautiful, and the country is beautiful, and they preserved their temples and their shrines. And all the rice paddies are absolutely awesome. What a tranquil, beautiful picture they are. Another time we went and we saw Datu Karu. And this is the most important temple in the West. I guess they have the most important temple for the West, for the East, for the North, for the South. But this is in the West. And this was built in the 11th century. And they have a ceremony every 210 days. They must. It has to be. It's official. Datu Karu means stone coconut. What does that mean? I don't know. I looked on all the temples. I didn't see any stone coconuts there. But, you know, when he says something to me like that, I says, what does Datu Karu mean? It means stone coconut. Well, I guess I should delve into it further, but I figured I better keep my mouth closed.